Grass cutting is a very large part of the preservation business. In fact, almost half of your revenue will be generated by trimming shrubs and cutting lawns. Most grass cuts are completed on a bi-weekly cycle, but some grass cuts are ordered weekly. All grass cuts must be completed by the due date. LPS grass cuts may not be completed until the due date. You have 3 days to complete them. If an LPS grass cut is due on July 10th, you must complete the cut between the 10th and the 13th. It must be uploaded to the office no later than the 13th. Do not complete grass cuts before the due date and table them. Tabling them means to complete them and turn them in at a later date. If something were to happen at the property between the time you cut it and the time we reported that we cut it, we would be liable for the damages. Always go out to the property to complete the work. If you know that it is a gated community or HOA maintained property, you must still drive out to the property and take the proper pictures. Never duplicate photos. Duplicating photos will cause an immediate termination of work from GCP. So let's take a look at what an actual recut order looks like. This particular order is a recut from LPS, and we can see here that it's clearly a yard recut. We're to perform the grass cut according to the LPS published rates, and that's the rates between our company and your company. If debris is in the way of the cut, provide bids to remove the debris and move it to the side to complete the service. So if you get to the job and there's debris there, we need you to move that out of the way so you can complete the grass cut. But then take a picture of all the debris that you moved and bid it so that we can potentially get a bid approval for that. You can see here that photos are required for the grass cut. And then here's some of the requirements: the address, the exterior, any posted signs, whether it's for sale, code violations. And we will label and date stamp your photos for you. And then we need you to bid everything you see there. So be sure to include photos of before, during, and after of all work completed. MCS orders and CoreLogic orders and our other client orders are very similar to this as well. Be sure to have the right equipment when you arrive at the job. Investing in the right equipment allows you to complete your work in a timely manner. If you do not have the right equipment, you might not be able to complete the work for the pricing in the preservation industry. Keep your equipment well maintained so that it works for you every day. The mower on the left here might work just fine to cut your grass at home, but it's never going to make it through the tall grass that you encounter when you're in this industry. The mower on the right is geared to do this for you quickly and efficiently. The string trimmer on the left is an electric powered trimmer. It's probably not very powerful, but the one on the right is gas powered, very high quality trimmer. You need something like this on every one of your jobs. Small jobs might allow you to trim some bushes by hand, but having a gas powered hedge trimmer is the best way to go. You can complete these jobs very quickly with a piece of equipment like this. If you use a broom to remove the grass from the driveway and the sidewalks, you might be there all day. Be sure to have a really good blower so that you can quickly move on to the next job. Start by taking a picture of the street sign. If the street sign is not present, look at your GPS and take a picture of that. Both of these are sufficient for our clients. Be sure to measure the lot size. A measuring wheel is the best way to measure the lot size. Be sure to walk it and get an accurate measurement. Always read your work order. This particular work order requires you to call from site if the lot is over 15,000 square feet. Another thing you should look for on recuts is if it's okay to complete the work if the property is for sale. Be sure to take a picture of the address of the house. Sometimes the address is found on the mailbox, sometimes it's found on the front of the house. Make sure we get a picture of that address. We need a picture of the front of the house before and after you complete the work. Make sure that it's taken from the same angle. We need a picture of the left side of the house in the same way. And a picture of the right side of the house. Notice that the pictures are taken from the same angle before and after. The back of the house is also taken the same way. Same angles before and after. Action photos are always a good way to help support that you completed the work. We have a picture of a guy with a string trimmer, a guy mowing, and the guy on his mower. Be sure to bid every time you're at the property. Look for overgrown trees and shrubs and debris, broken windows, any new damages. Sell your bid with good, clear pictures. Remember that these bids generate bid approvals, which is your best source of revenue. It's not an option to bid on these properties. If there is a pool at the property, you must submit pictures of the pool every time you are there. Submit the correct measurements of the pool as well. Take the measurements one time and put them with your initial PCR or bids, and then you'll have them and you will not have to measure them every time. but it is imperative that you submit this information each time you're at that property. Trees and shrubs are a great opportunity to increase revenue for your business. Look for every opportunity to bid them. Be sure to take 2 or 3 pictures showing the front and sides of the bushes and trees touching the house. A good set of pictures and a reasonable price will go a long way in getting your bids approved. Here's a good picture of the bush on the house, taken from the side. In this picture we can see that the bush is on the house. Here's a good picture of bushes down the side of the house. They are clearly touching the house. Taking one picture of this bush shows that it's on the house, but the second picture of this bush shows that it's on the porch of the house. The client definitely doesn't want this bush on the front of the house or on the porch, so if you take good pictures like this, the chance of it getting approved is very high. This picture is nice because it's framed correctly. It's back far enough from the house that you can clearly see that it's blocking the view of the windows and it's on the house. It's not too close so that you can only see the bush. Try to take your pictures in this way. This picture shows trees along the fence line. Anytime there's trees or vines on a fence, bid to remove them. Anytime that you see hazardous items like this broken down shed or this stairway without a handrail, be sure to bid them. It is also important that you include the correct size of the shed and the correct size of the handrail that's needed so that we can give the proper bid. Always look for properties that are unsecure. Unsecure properties could be anything to do with pools, broken windows, unlocked doors, or kicked-in doors. If the door or the window are broken, be sure to always include a bid to replace the door and to board the window. During certain times of the cutting season, you may arrive at the property to find it doesn't need to be cut. In the preservation business, this is known as limited growth. To get paid for limited growth, take a picture of a measuring tape showing that it's too short to cut, a picture of the front and back of the house, a picture of the address, and a picture of the street sign. Other times you'll arrive at the property to find that it's overgrown. Take a picture of the measuring tape, the front and back of the house, a street sign, and the address so that you can get paid a trip charge. If you arrive at a property that you haven't been to before and the grass is over 12 inches and it's a recut, call the GCP office for further instruction. Do not omit any information while at the property. It is your responsibility to report to us any damages, debris, mold, or pools while you're at the property. If you omit information, you may be found liable. You may arrive at a house and find that it's occupied. If this is the case, be sure to get the person's name and phone number that's living at the property. Also be sure to get a picture of the front of the house, the street sign, the address, and any other supporting photos that prove that that property is occupied. If you arrive at a gated community, do your best to get in. Don't just drive by and take a picture of the gate. It's important that you try to get in. Tell the people at the gate that you're there to preserve the property for the bank and show them their work order. If you're not allowed in, we need a picture of the gate, the name of the community, and the phone number of the community. Sometimes during the cutting season, we'll get so much rain that it's impossible to mow the lawn. For MCS, they still require a 3-day turn time. They will automatically cancel orders that haven't been turned in. So it's important that we go out to the properties, take pictures of the saturated properties that we can't cut. Sometimes if you can't get down the street, take a picture of the street sign and the flooded street to support that we cannot get there. Pictures are discussed in another presentation, but let's look at these few pictures right now. The upper left-hand picture is taken from a vertical position. Always hold your camera in a horizontal position. The bottom picture is blurry, and the top right-hand picture has got bad lighting and we can only see shadows. Make sure that all of your pictures support the work that you do. Summary: take advantage of every opportunity to bid everything that you find at the property. Be sure to take good photos and use your bid forms and attach them as an asset to PreserveSoft. Thank you.